To learn about the off-grid lifestyle and to be inspired to live your dreams, click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Hit the bell notification. Okay, so I'm back at the tiny house again today. Today it's very cold. It's 25 degrees out, I think, 25, 26 degrees. And the wind is blowing, well, it says 12 miles an hour. So the wind chill factor, I don't know what it's at, but I just take a guess, say it's down in the teens. So I've got 2 sweatshirts on, got my gloves, got 2 socks on, and I'm going to make an attempt to finish the chimney install. Yesterday I wasn't able to do that. That's when I wanted to do it. That was the last warm day we had. Of course it rained, but I got to get this done. It's an absolute necessity or we come to a standstill. Because Carolyn is currently working inside and it's just too cold for her to sit on this floor without any form of heat. Now she's making quite a bit of progress. Yesterday she didn't come up very long, but even at that, she's still got 3 or 4 rolls done on this side. Just making tons of progress on her pallet wood wall. She loves the discoloration, coming out great. Okay, so what I gotta do today is I gotta crawl up into our loft, AKA attic, and I gotta drill a hole through the roof, several holes all the way around. I have OSB right here, and so when I put the sheet of OSB on, I went ahead and made a hole for the chimney to go through the roof. So now all I gotta do is drill through the metal roof that lays over the hole, then go up on the top, cut it out with a jigsaw. It's not a hard job. It's actually gonna be pretty simple, I think. The hardest part about it is getting the shroud underneath the metal roof. I think that's got me a little bit concerned, but even at that, it's not a hard job. It's just a concerning job. Okay, so I'm in the attic where the experts have told me that I will not be able to get into because my hole is in the wrong spot. So I'm not sure how I managed to get up here, but I'm up here. No, the hole has got plenty of room to get in. Okay, on to the actual subject of the matter. So this is the attic box for my chimney. So this attic box is supposed to keep all the insulation and debris and everything out of it. So my chimney will come through the hole here, up here, down into the attic box, and it connects to the pipe, the inside pipe. Then you put this shroud around the chimney, and that gives it a nice tight fit so nothing can get into the attic box. So the hole is cut right here in the OSB. So what I got, that's paper, that's the underlayment, the house wrap. Right on the top side of that is the metal roof. So I'm gonna drill a hole through the roof all the way around it, and then I'm gonna go top side and use a jigsaw to cut the hole out. Now I thought about doing it down here, but I think the jigsaw, it'd be just too hard to operate. You're gonna be up against a stud. All right, so now you can see that I've drilled my holes here, and I only made 1 hole, well, actually 2, that the jigsaw blade can fit into. The rest of them I made smaller holes, so it was easier to drill. Trying to drill up it like this and over in an angle, that was kind of difficult. You know, strains the muscles a bit. So no reason to overstrain them when I only needed 1 hole. Now I have a guide that I can use to cut this out. The other thing is I still have the piece that I cut out outside. So I can lay that on top of this and kind of measure out where the holes is, and I can just kind of run that jigsaw all the way around it. Okay, so now I'm up on the roof. I've got my holes drilled. Hopefully you can see that. Right there. Got my holes drilled right there. Now earlier I was telling you I still had the piece of OSB that I cut out, so I can put this OSB there and just make sure that everything's on pace and working out well. Okay, so I got my hole cut out. Now, the code requires that your chimney is 2 inches away from any combustible materials. So the OSB has to be 2 inches away from it. Okay, so this is the shroud. The chimney goes down into the shroud, the shroud has to go up underneath the metal roofing. In order to do that, you have to cut the metal roof, slide this up underneath it. That way the rain will just run right onto the shroud and off. So I've marked off where I'm going to cut, and it's going to run over a little bit into the next piece, but I'll cut the next piece while it's down on the ground. Once I have all my measurements and everything, it won't be so hard. I can do it on the ground. I can slide it up here to be done and over with. Now I'm going to use the grinder to do that. I would like to be able to show you all that, but the problem is my battery is dying on my camera because the temperatures are so cold. I just got a warning telling me that it's going to shut off. So I put it in my pocket, let it warm up, and then I can record it for a few seconds more. Okay, so unfortunately I wasn't able to show you the grinding, but I mentioned that. But I got it ground off. Now you can see that the shroud goes underneath this roof. And so now the water will run down. Of course, now you got to use silicone. And I'm going to use high temperature silicone specifically designed for exterior chimneys just like this. Goes to 500 degrees. Now the manufacturer of this chimney, Duraplast I think it's called, I watched their video and they said to use a silicone, I said caulk, I meant silicone, a silicone seal that can resist 500 degrees, and they held up a tube. Well, I bought the exact tube they held up. So I'll get to that later, but right now I need to stack more chimneys. This is one chimney that went down into that attic box that I showed you when we were in the attic. Now this next chimney will come up. The shroud will hold this in place once I get it all screwed in, and then the storm collar has to go around this, and then you silicone around the storm collar so water doesn't come down the chimney. All right, so it's temporarily installed, and what I mean by temporary is I still got to screw things down. I still have to get another sheet of roofing material on, but it's up. I got to, make some screws in here. This is the storm collar, so it'll slide down like this, and we'll silicone around that. I made my cut just maybe an inch too long right there. I'll have to silicone that as well. I'll have to put the foam pad like that there. I don't know if you can see, it's right by the ladder. I'll put the foam pad right here, except it'll be the reverse. It'll be the ones with the dips, not the humps. That'll seal it up so the bugs and rain doesn't come washing back up. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take a little piece of wood from the Franklin wood stove over there, and I'm gonna bring it up here. I'm gonna put it in the stove, see how it works before I screw it all down. What I don't want to do is, screw it all down, find out it doesn't work, I have to take it all apart. If I got a problem, which I can't imagine what the problem would be, I can just disassemble it and try again without having to unscrew everything and then get all the screw holes lined back up. That'll be an absolute nightmare. Okay, so this is the sealant I was talking about, the silicone for high temp. It's made for negative 75 degrees to 500 degrees. And I'm telling you, we got wood in this already. I mean, we fired it up. It's cold to the touch. So this triple wall chimney is fantastic. It's got 3 layers of metal plus a layer of insulation in it. So I'm going to silicone around the storm collar and along this spot where I just cut. Well, ta-da! I've been so excited for this day. We've got a fire, we got a chimney. The place is coming very warm right now. I've got it all the way throttled down. I was outside and it finally decided to take off. It just kind of sat there and smoldered for the longest time. Finally took off. Man, it's nice and toasty, so I shut it down. There's no smoke coming out of the chimney. This is fantastic. Okay, so I got it all installed. I got the chimney. I got all the panels completed on one side here. I got the shroud, the storm collar, the chimney cap, and got the fire going. The shroud goes up underneath the roof. I'm sure you can see that there. And then everywhere I made a cut on that corner, I put high temperature silicone. Then I used the screws for the roof, and I just went ahead and screwed it in as I would have. And then you'll see the foam. You'll probably see some foam in there. That comes with you have to buy it, but it comes with the roof. And so you put it on all the edges. I got it underneath here. So I put that here and I put it up there as well. That way bugs and rain can't get up into it. Ah, wow, what a day. It was cold, but I kept busy, kept at it. Once the fire got going, it was I was able to go inside and warm up real quick. You can see the chimney. Yeah, I guess you can see it, the roof there. Ah, man, sure does feel good to have that done. I wanted it done. It was on my mind too much. The two things that I worried the most about, the chimney and the roof, came together. It was just on my mind all the time. Now it's done. It's very rewarding. Smoke's coming out of it. The house is nice and warm. So I hope I can inspire you to build something to keep you warm. Thanks for watching.